What's up everybody, Kane here with another Genshin Impact video, and today I wanted to answer the question of how long it takes to beat Genshin Impact. So obviously this is an open world gacha game that is going to be continually being updated as time goes on. So I'm going to break down what there is to do in Genshin right now, as well as kind of what we can expect to come in at least somewhat reasonable future, and how long it takes to do various objectives. So let's hop into it. First off, you're just trying to casually get to the end of like the main story. Without actually, going too crazy off the rails. You're not going to be like 100%ing or anything like that. You're just trying to get through the story, be socially relevant, and kind of put the minimum effort into the game. Let's kind of look at that real quick. So this is the Archon Quest. This is the main story itself. We've got 3 Mondstadt, 3 Liyue, a Traveler, and then 4 Inazuma chapters. And so one thing to note is a lot of this is going to be adventure rank gated. So Liyue, I believe, starts at 23, adventure rank 23. And then Inazuma, at least Act 1, unlocks when you unlock Inazuma, which is going to be adventure rank 30. So let's look at the map real quick. Alright, so when you start off, you're going to be over here in Mondstadt, and you're going to have to explore to unlock actual map sections. And this is going to be available when you, or at least visible when you first start off. You're going to go to these statues of the 7, and that's how you reveal portions of the map. With the exception that this crater over here, Storm Terror's Lair, which will be part of your story. And from there, you're just going to start off and you have this portion of Mondstadt. Dragon Spine might be included. I don't know. That got added in 1.2, which is after I did all this, so I can't be certain. But at the end of the day, it's kind of what you're starting with. And so you're going to do your main quest, you're going to do side quests, you're going to explore, unlocking statues and waypoints and chests. All of that is how you get adventure rank XP. You can also do daily commissions at some point. Those are going to unlock. The commissions are going to unlock. And at some point, you're going to be able to do domains or ley lines to spend resin. That also gets you adventure rank XP. And so you're going to kind of cruise through your Mondstadt, and around adventure rank 20, I believe, is when Liyue, this portion of the map, becomes unlocked. And you can then explore over here and do all sorts of side quests and everything else in Liyue. I think it's adventure rank 23 specifically when the story quest for Liyue begins, and 27, if I'm not mistaken, is the last chapter of Liyue. After that, adventure rank 30, I believe, is what you need for Inazuma, and I think 30 is everything you need for Inazuma. There's no progression required for adventure rank after that, but you're most likely, with all that exploration, chests, and everything else, gonna keep cruising on through and end up at some higher adventure rank. When I first started, I think it was around 25 when quests and exploration were kind of drying up for me, but there's a lot more stuff that's been added to the game since then. So I would expect that hitting adventure rank 30 isn't going to be a huge time commitment. You're not going to have to do like any kind of significant daily logins to accomplish that. And so the real question is how much time for exploration and quests is going to be required. For Mondstadt and Liyue, I'm going to estimate around 15 hours each. Just overall exploration. These quests are a lot shorter. Like Act 1, Chapter 3 of Liyue, I think it's an hour and a half. A pretty casual hour and a half. You can probably do it in under an hour for the actual quest. So if you're reading the dialogue, watching the cutscenes, and doing some exploration, you're probably looking at 30 or so, 35 hours to get up to that adventure rank 30. 30. At which point Inazuma is going to unlock, and these quests are definitely a lot meatier. I would expect 20 hours with exploration as well as the main quests. Like each of these quests themselves are longer, and you also have to do some of the story quests, which can take or the character quests, which can take a fair amount of time as well. And so in the end, a new player, I would expect, could, on the low end, be 50 to 60 hours to get up here to Chapter 2, Act 3. And that's if you don't spend too much time, more than necessary, doing your side questing, your exploration, doing everything else. There's obviously a lot more than 60 hours in the game, and so it just kind of depends on what you want to do beyond that. So that's just to get you into the story. What else is there? So obviously there's tons of stuff to explore that you're not going to need to hit that adventure at 30, but you can keep going, keep exploring, keep having fun, enjoy the combat. But one of the big things is MiHoYo regularly rotates in events. These events are sometimes combat related, like we have a combat one right now, which is throwing some B-roll. And this one is also a character trial, which they've done one trial event like this in the past, which is pretty cool, I think, because it allows you to play characters you don't own. And so, for someone like me, I stop into this. I don't have Zhao, I don't have Child, I don't have Ganyu, I don't have Yanfei, and my official's terrible. So if I wanted to use all these characters, you also got Ningguang in the lineup. You can over here you can pick who's on your teams, and if I wanted to try Zhao, I can throw Zhao on there. And so I've got like Child and Ganyu here, and I was playing with them, as well as getting to use my own characters. But this is kind of like one of the cooler events for me, just because you get to try new characters that are generally unaccessible. Alright, so I brought up a timeline here, Paimon.moe. It's pretty convenient, just to kind of show what else is going on. So this is the combat event right here. Let's get my mouse on screen. We've got the character banner, the weapon banner, Spiral Abyss. The shop reset is pretty whatever, and the battle pass. But coming up, we've got Lunar Realm. Let's see what that is. That's some kind of fishing event. I've not really read the description on it. But if you like the new fishing mechanic, there's going to be rewards and stuff and different objectives in pursuit of a legendary great fish called Lunar Leviathan. So if you want to get real into fishing, this is something for you. Spectral Secrets. Oh, this is a commission one. This is going to be super lame, probably. And then for the second half of 2.1, we've got the the leeway stuff going on, which is the Moonlight Merriment, which I never paid attention to what all this is, but this is going to be kind of like the 1 year anniversary event, I suppose, would be one way to think about it. But you can also on this website, we can scroll back and see what else there is. Theater Mechanicus, which is this tower defense strategy thing. Thunder Sojourn, which was like this flight one, and there's all sorts of events that they rotate in and out. You get Primo gems and various other things from them. So if that's kind of your thing, or if one of these stands out to you, you're always welcome to come back. In the future, once you've hit that AR30, kind of the old map unlocks, so you're not going to be gated behind being able to participate in these. But that's kind of what's going on there. Alright, so that's kind of like the casual breakdown of what to expect. Also in terms of future updates, since we did complete the Inazuma Archon Quest this patch in 2.1, I kind of expect what happened in the 1. Whatever series of patches, 1.0 through 1.6, to kind of happen here, where in that 1.1 was when they released the last Leeway chapter, and then after that, like there was some map addition. Dragonspine got added in 1.2. There's a section right here of Leeway that got added. But overall, the game was pretty stagnant for a while. And so if you're watching this in like 2.2, 2.3, it's all pretty relevant. Probably going to be the same. There are 6 islands, according to a PlayStation blog. We only have 5 of the Inazuma Islands, so at some point we might get an island. Who knows? Maybe here, maybe over here. Who knows? I've not actually looked around to see if it's off in the distance. But it's not going to be a main story. It's definitely have plenty of side quests and whatnot else to do there. But that's something to look forward to. And then also we have the Chasm, which is kind of theorized to be the connection to Sumeru, which has been stated to be the region we're going to next. But I wouldn't expect that for 6+ months at the minimum. So yeah, so if you're wanting Genshin to be super active, super new content, like 1.6, 2.0, 2.1 have been super good patches for that, and I expect us to kind of return to that baseline of like 1.3 through 1.5 that literally didn't add anything to the game, just had events and random other stuff, but not the main story, no real map expansions. Um, So, if you're just trying to casually enjoy Genshin Impact, my point there would be that you're probably going to bug out. And that's okay. You can always come back in the future once new content is added. But, for people who play beyond that, a little bit more committed, a lot of people are interested in the character banners. And so, let me kind of break down how I play the game and how much time that takes. Because obviously I've got 29,000 Primo Gems, and I have not purchased any of the top-up packs in the shop at all. If I show you that now, you can't really trust it. In 2.1 they reset those, and so it wouldn't matter. If I did, I could be faking free to play, but just trust me. I'll just kind of break down what you do. So daily commissions are your primary source of primos. You get 60 a day, as well as you can burn your resin in order to get material to level up your characters. It takes almost a full day to fill up the 160. You get 180 resin daily, and that in all takes around 15 minutes. Yep. So you log in, play 15 minutes, and then you log in the next day. You really don't have to do anything beyond that. You don't even have to finish all your quests, right? Like, I'm being lazy. I've got stuff to do. It doesn't matter. I can let quests sit here for ages because none of these quests matter. It's like, yeah, it'd be cool to do some of these quests, and none of these are super boring. But there's a lot of stuff in Genshin that you can just put off. Another one of those is the Teapot. So the Teapot is free resources. It is a great source of resources once you have invested the time into it, but it's completely insignificant. You don't have to do this at all. If you're just starting, don't worry about it. But if you are trying to level up your Teapot, you show up, you use your friendship, or claim your friendship, companionship XP, claim your currency, and then you build stuff in the not Realm Depot. So Realm Depot, you buy furnishing blueprints, and then you go to create furnishings and you craft them, and then you eventually have crafted enough to hit a high enough what is this? Adeptal energy, 20,000 adeptal energy, and once you're here, you can completely ignore crafting or all that stuff. And so, like I said, this is free resources, realm treasures. You get free resins. This is 160 resin a week, one transient resin, which is nice, free resin. And then I usually claim the more of it. You also have artifact XP or heroes bits. And this takes like a few minutes a day for a month or so to get rolling. But again, it's just free resources. If you don't feel like doing it, then don't worry about it. Other stuff to do is going to be your the reputation. So each city has reputation points. Let me go here real quick. Alright, so here I'm at the Inazuma reputation dude, and he'll give you up to 3 bounties a week. You go kill something, and then you come back and you get 30,000 mora, 100 reputation. You do that 3 times, and then requests, they'll give you 20,000 mora and 40 reputation, and it's like, oh, go sell someone 10 iron chunks, or go kill some hilly turtles. It's another 15 minutes a week. It's pretty inconsequential, and you eventually end up unlocking stuff like a compass that points towards nearby treasure chests and wings. So if you want the purple wings, it's going to take a while. It takes like probably 2 months, if I'd estimate, to max out your reputation in a region. And there's 3 regions, so if you're just starting out, it's going to take a while. Just pick the one, stick to it, and then move on to the next one when you can. Another thing that there's to do every week is the weekly bosses. Alright, so Dvalin's an example of this. He's a 60 cost claim, and you can only claim his rewards once a week. Not Dvalin, that was and Andreas. There's several of these fights, like over here, Storm Terror. There's the Golden House one, and there's the newest one over here. And those bosses drop materials that's required for leveling up your talents at higher levels, 7 through 10. Require these different boss materials. So you can do that once a week up to all of the bosses if you want to. There's a discount on the first 3 bosses at 30 resin, and then after that, if you want to go ahead and finish all the bosses, then it's 60 a piece. But honestly, I don't bother doing all of them. I just do 3 because at this point I've got so many boss mats that I'm not even using that I don't really consider it worthwhile. Especially right here, the Azdaha ones. I'm not even sure I have a character that uses any of them. So I gave up on Azdaha. He's just annoying and a waste of resin to me. Spiral Abyss. You can't talk about free Primo Gems without talking about the Spiral Abyss. So if you're first starting off in Genshin Impact, around AR 30, you should definitely be able to clear floor 3, level 45 enemies, and when you do that, you get a free Zhongling. Definitely recommend it to any starting player. Go pick up the Zhongling from floor 3. She's going to be great for you. Beyond that, you're probably not going to get out here to 9 through 12 until AR 45, AR 50, and so don't worry about it until you get much higher off. And it's just, yeah, if you can't clear 8, then like there's no point in grinding Spiral Abyss every week, because only 9 through 12 reset on a bi-weekly. Well, actually, how often do they reset? Twice a month, Spiral Abyss resets. It's not on a 2-week rotation, unlike every other thing in the game, where like banners are 3 weeks unless they're 2 weeks. But you've got a 6-week patch. Everything is kind of like on a week breakdown, except for Spiral Abyss. It's twice a month, the 1st and the 16th. And I'm in the middle of beating it, but let's check out the rewards. So you get Primo Gems based on your performance. If you get 9 stars, you get 150 Primo Gems. You also get Mora, that's 60,000 Mora. And then you also, just for completing the floors or the chambers, you also get Mora, Hero's Wits Ore, and a free artifact. So it's free resources. And so if you're trying to get maximum amount of Primo Gems, that's 600 Primo Gems twice a month that you can get here. So it's definitely late game, very challenging content, but when you can do it, it's just another way to accrue more Primo Gems. And eventually, when you play long enough, you'll have enough saved up that you can just pull any character you want. And I got pretty unlucky on the Kazuha banner, lost the 50-50, and I didn't finish it out. And so then when I went for Raiden, I got fairly lucky on this one because it was, I think, pull 51 past the 50-50 that I got Raiden. So earlier than Pity. Pity starts around 75 and goes all the way up to 90. But that's kind of the objective there, right? You play long enough that you've earned enough Primo Gems that you can pick up any character you want. Now, if you're lazy and you want to spend money, it's an option. I don't recommend it. You've got what is it? Yeah, the crystal top up. You can drop hundreds of dollars on the game. Spend $300 to pick up your character if you want, but that is not recommended, at least by me. But there you have it. That's what there's to do in Genshin. There's a lot to do. There's also not a lot to do, because if you're a new player, you've got so much of the stuff that you haven't done at all, and you're kind of overwhelmed. At the end of the day, most of it doesn't really matter. You're probably just gonna try and get through the story quest. So, use your resin if you want to, and then just kind of chill from there. Once you've been playing for a while, you'll have had enough time to knock out all your quests, and you'll be looking for other stuff to do. And so you might end up doing like all sorts of other stuff just to pass the time, because there's a lot of downtime between patches. When the first week a patch comes out, there's usually a lot of new content. And then like the 2 weeks after, they don't really do too much. And the new banner drops, and they'll probably have another event. And then after that, like the last weeks of patch are kind of dead. So you just do your 15 minutes, get in, get out, and then come back the next day. So hopefully that gives you a clear understanding. But I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below if there's anything else you would like answered. But that's gonna be all from me. So thanks for watching, and see ya.